Hi, Brian. So here I am in your Cengage account, so you can see I'm in yours, and I'll just demo from Whiten since that's what's shown here. So if I scroll down, we're going to look underneath Instructor Supplements, Cengage Learning Testing powered by Cognero. When I open this up, you're actually going to be able to see every single test bank. So even though I opened it up from Whiten, it'll show all of the test banks that you have loaded on your instructor resource site over here. So it's actually going to show um, uh, um, Pastorino too. So the way we start this is we're going to actually click create a new test and we'll just give it a name. And you could put it anywhere over here. It's actually going to save on the bottom left. So you could put it in your under my tests, or you can create a new folder, but we'll just put it under here under my tests. And we're going to build an empty test. So this will allow you to select your own questions, hit finish. So now that test is over here. So here's the test one that I just created, but you can see when I open up the plus sign, there's no content in here. So to find the content, we're going to open up Psychology Applied to Modern Life. And this is where you get to select whatever chapters you want to use. So you can do just one chapter at a time, or you can create a test using multiple chapters. But I'll start off doing chapter one. If you open up the plus sign, here are all of the questions that are available for chapter one. But instead of looking at it that way, I'm going to drag and drop the entire chapter. So all I'm doing is I'm dragging chapter one and I'm going to drop it over into this white screen over here. And we're going to hit open. And open will allow us to look at all of the questions before adding it to the test that we created over here under my tests. If you had clicked add, it would have put all of those questions directly into test one. So here we are looking at all of the questions. It does default to looking at only 10 questions at a time. So for ease of use, I recommend immediately selecting all questions. And then they're going to be organized by category. So it will show all of the true false, then it will show all of the multiple choice, and then all of the short answer. So if you do want to use true false questions, you can edit these. You can skip over, oh, I don't like this one, I like this one. You get to pick your own questions you want. But assuming this is the question you want to add to your test, you simply highlight it and drag it and drop it into the test. Now, I want to make sure that you noticed, so it's loading that question. So here's our question in here. I want you to notice though, when I drag this question over, notice that where it says test one is it's actually highlighted. You just want to make sure that you see that dotted line. So as you add these over, just make sure that that one is selected. So if I scroll down, here we find our multiple choice. So true false was about 14 of those. So now we're going to have several um, multiple choice questions. So again, you're just going to drag these and drop them into the test. Now let's say you're done with chapter one, you've added all the chapter one questions you want. You can then X out of chapter one, so it's going to remove it over here, and then you can bring over chapter two. So I'm going to drag my new question set into chapter two, into this area. Here is all of the ones, and now I can start doing the same process and adding chapter two questions into, oops, I'm going to select all, look at all of them. And you can see for chapter two, we're going to have 121 questions to select from. So I'm going to scroll down, find my multiple choice, and again, again, drag and drop them into this area. Okay. So once you've gone through this and you've done it for the whole process, you can X out of that. And then if you want, you can drag your entire test into the new white space, so into the space over here, and then you can edit. So you can say, oh, you know what, I decide I don't like this question, so I'm going to delete it, and I don't want that question, it's a duplicate, or maybe you just decided I don't want this question in here. So you can edit once it's created a test, you can still edit it anytime. But let's say you're done and this is the question, these are the tests you want. You get to then have options. So you can export it, you can print to a PDF, creating single versions or multiple versions. So the single and multiple, those are the ones that you'd use for class. You can, again, export so that you can add that into Canvas. And I recommend you watching the other video that I added in the email so you can really look at how to do that. So yeah, I hope this helps. It's an easy way to create tests. You can create multiple tests. You can write your own questions. You can scramble. So you can see here, you can scramble. So you can see you can change point values, scramble questions. There's a lot of flexibility in Cognero. This is a good way for you to get started. If you got any questions though, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.